Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Frozen Oil. And we are going to be covering the Four Nations face-off. Rosters just got revealed, and we're going to take a quick moment to go over the rosters, talk about some notable snubs, and a little bit more. So we'll get into that right away, and I would like to welcome Wayner to the show.
Hey. What's up, Richie?
Oh, not much, buddy. Ready to do this with you, man. Ready to do this.
Yeah. Good to be on with you.
Awesome. So, Four Nations, obviously, nowhere near the Olympics, but this is a new thing they're doing, and rosters just got released. So, thought it'd be cool to give our opinion on it. So, we're gonna go right into this right away and kick it off with Canada. Obviously, we're cheering for Canada, eh, Wayne?
Sure.
So here's Canada's roster. I'll take this one, Wayner. We got Sam Bennett, Seth Jarvis, obviously our boy McDavid, Cirelli, Konecny, Braden Point, Crosby, McKinnon, Reinhart, Hagel, Marchand, Stone, and the 13th forward is Mitch Marner. What do you think of that forward group?
Oh, we could get into it if you want. There's some, it's pretty standard, I guess. We can get into a couple snubs on there, but for the most part, it's what we thought it would be.
Yeah, nothing too surprising there, to be honest with you, as far as the forward group. Probably some Oiler faithful will be a little bit upset that Hyman wasn't there, but I mean, I think we can all agree he just hasn't been performing this year, and that's probably why he's not there. But
he played himself off the team. Simple as that. So
yeah, I agree.
Oiler fans, but he doesn't deserve to be on this team.
Yeah, I just think this season, his injury, everything kind of played a role into it. But as far as the forward group goes, we'll get into the snubs at the end. But pretty standard and not too much far off what was predicted. Defensemen, Cale Makar, Colton Parayko, Shea Theodore, Josh Morrissey, Alex Pietrangelo, Devin Toews, and Travis Sanheim as the 7th D-man. Goalies, Binnington, Hill, and Maltabon from Montreal. So that's Team Canada's roster.
It is.
These are the predicted line combinations. So as of now, as of the recording of this video, it's McDavid with Reinhart and Hagel, Crosby with Marchand and McKinnon. That's going to be a very, very exciting line to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Point, Konecny, and Marner, and Cirelli, Sam Bennett, and Mark Stone as the 4th line. Defensive pairings: Taves, Makar, Theodore, Pietrangelo, Morrissey, Parayko. And looks like Binnington's going to be the starter. So, I mean, I personally would go with Hill. But looks like they're giving it to Binnington as far as this prediction goes. So
he gets a start. I think it has something to do with Doug Armstrong being the GM of the team. It's his goalie, so probably leans that way.
So that's basically Team Canada's roster. Wayner, who do you think the biggest snubs were for this?
Guys left off the team that I thought could have made it was Scheifele, and then I would have given Logan Thompson a shot in goal. But I mean, with Canada being so deep, you could really make, a lot of times you can make 2 Team Canadas, but Mark Scheifele and Logan Thompson are my biggest ones. How about a little bit of love for Celebrini too, as a kind of a long shot? I would like to see him maybe crack it.
Yeah, I mean, excitement-wise, I love watching those young players. I can't I mean, I'm sure you remember when Lindros, at 18 years old, was playing for Team Canada for the Canada Cup back in 91. I don't know if you remember that, but
yeah, of course,
that
one of my
was
favorite
like
players.
so exciting. Like I was glued to the television when Lindros was on the ice, and he was a factor, and it was just so exciting. I agree with Scheifele. I actually think Scheifele should be on the team myself. I think he should be on the team. And I would have liked to see Bedard myself. I know there's probably more experienced players that should be there, but excitement-wise, I think it would have been awesome to throw Bedard and McDavid on the same line and just kind of see the sparks that would fly there. And obviously, as hardcore Oiler fans, we wanted to do this video, Wayne, because it's a little bit off Oilers, and we get to talk a little bit more about other players, not just when we're playing them. But
Of course,
so anybody new to this channel, welcome. We're big hockey fans in general here at Frozen Oil, and I would have liked to have our boy Bouchard on the back end there, but
yeah, we all would have loved to see him and Hyman there, of course, and even Stuart Skinner, right? But unfortunately, they just played themselves off this team. It's tough to really make a case for him if you're taking the bias out of it. But yeah, as Oiler fans, of course, we wanted to see them there. But the positives are they get some rest during that tournament instead, and hopefully it's better for the team itself. But I just don't think they played. Let's call it what it is. They didn't play good enough to be on this team for this year.
So I think it's safe to say, if we had to say one player that's not on this team that should be there, and we both agree on it, it's Mark Scheifele of the Winnipegjets.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one, right?
Yeah. There. Yeah, for sure. All right. Moving on, let's head over to the supposed favorites, Team USA. So we got Boldy, Hughes, Brock Nelson, Kyle Connor, Chris Kreider, Brady Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, Dylan Larkin, Matthew Tkachuk, Jake Gensel, Austin Matthews, Vincent Trocheck, and the 13th forward is JT Miller. Defensemen, Brock Faber, Noah Hannafin, Jacob Slavin, Adam Fox, Quinn Hughes, Zach Werenski, and Charlie McAvoy as the 7th defenseman. Goalies, Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman. Stacked in net. I'll definitely give USA that.
Yeah. I think that pushes them over the top. They deserve to be the favorites.
Yeah.
And goaltending is probably what pushes them over the top. The forward groups, I mean, obviously Canada can run with anyone, at forward. But overall, I would agree if USA is a slight favorite. They should be.
Predicted.
That way. I think Canada is the slight favorite over Vegas or over the States, in Las Vegas. But I don't. You could probably interchange those two, but I mean, the deciding edge is in goal for sure.
Yeah, and they are stacked in goal. Predicted line combinations is, and this is a awesome first line. It'll be fun to watch.
Look at that first line. Wow.
Yeah. So Matthews flanked by Jack Hughes and Matthew Tkachuk. That's going to be an awesome first line if this is what ends up happening. Then second line, Eichel, Kyle Connor, and Brady Tkachuk. I just think Kyle Connor is he's so deadly. He's just got such a great shot, and that he's going to be for sure the biggest, catalyst in actually getting goals for that second line is Kyle Connor. Third line, great third line, Dylan Larkin, JT Miller, and Jake Gensel. That's a great third line.
That's your third line. Wow.
Yeah. And then you got Kreider, Trocheck, and Boldy. And on this prediction, Brock Nelson is the man out. Hughes and McAvoy as your starting pair. Slavin and Fox, your second pairing. Werenski and Faber, your third. Noah Hannafin sitting out. And much deserved, Connor Hellebuck having a great season as the starting goalie. So Team USA is stacked. Let's talk about who was left off this roster, Wayner.
Well, I think the biggest one is Tage Thompson. I think we could have found a spot for him, but maybe instead of Kreider, who's a little bit struggling this year, or maybe Trocheck, but I would have had Tage Thompson there myself. But I mean, other than that, really, it's tough to argue with anyone else myself. But do you got anybody?
Yeah, I think Jason Robertson is a big one for me. But I agree with you. I think Tage Thompson is a huge one. I think he should be on the team. You just can't replace that size and skill. And I mean, with only 4 teams in this tournament, I mean, these games are going to be, hard-fought games. Every game is going to be important. And you just can't replace a Tage Thompson in your lineup. So that's a big surprise as well for me. So,
but yeah, shot on the power play. It would have been. I mean, that's the big guy. It's the big one.
So let's move on now, Wayner. I'll let you run down Sweden for us.
Sure. So we got Victor Arvidsson with Philip Forsberg and Nyquist. We got Bratt with William Karlsson and Elias Pettersson. We got Leo Carlsson with Adrian Kempe and Lucas Raymond. Joel Eriksson Ek with Elias Lindholm and Mika Zibanejad. And then, of course, William Nylander. Willie Styles. We got on D, we got Rasmus Anderson with Rasmus Dahlin and Hedman. Brodin, Ekholm, Carlson, and Christoph Forsling, who, of course, the Oilers know well, going back to last year's final. And in goal, Philip Gustafsson, Jacob Markstrom, and Linus Ullmark. So,
and again, projected line combinations.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, obviously not as deep as Canada and US. Once you look at those lineups, this kind of seems like a step down, but this is a pretty good step down still.
So projected first line, Pettersson, Nylander, Kempe, that's pretty solid. Then Philip Forsberg, Zibanejad, and Bratt. Carlson, Wild Bill Carlson, Joel Eriksson Ek, and Lucas Raymond. And Arvidsson, who we know very well, who's been injured. He's missed 10 games as of this recording. So who knows if he's even going to make it to this thing by then. But, and Elias Lindholm, Nyquist. Defensive pairings, Hedman, Dahlin, Forsling, Brodin, our boy Ekholm, and Carlson. And Jacob Markstrom is predicted to be the starting goalie. So, as usual, Team Sweden is stacked. I think the biggest snub for me is, I think, Mikael Backlund, the captain of the Calgary Flames. I think he should have been on that team. Just experienced, great defensive player, so I just feel that would be for me.
Yeah, maybe especially because they're weaker. They're kind of, to me, their weakness is at center. So maybe you could have found a spot for a reliable centerman like Backlund for sure. How about Willie Eklund too, out of San Jose, having a good year? He could have maybe snuck in there, but I don't know who you take off instead. But
I'm pretty sure, and this is just a guess, but I'm pretty sure Sweden and Finland are organizing their teams around basically stopping Canada and USA. I don't think they're organizing their teams against each other. I think they're focusing their lineups around defense, and that's why it's surprising to me that Backlund isn't on this team. But I mean, who knows? Anything can happen in these tournaments, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sweden. You know, Sweden's always been a great hockey nation, and we got two Oilers on that team. So obviously, if it's not Canada, we're gonna be cheering for Sweden. So
yeah. Well, it
shout
wouldn't be the
out
end of the
Sweden.
world. Arvidsson took a little bit of break. So maybe.
So we'll move on to Finland here. It's we got
Finnish friends.
yes, we got Aho, Halla, Lundell, Armia, Rupe Hintz, Luosterainen, Barkov, Kakko, Rantanen, Granlund, Laine, Teravainen, and Lehkonen on D. Hakanpää, Lindell, Ristolainen, Heiskanen, Olimata, and Välimäki, and Mikkola as the 7th D-man, and Lankinen, Luukkonen, and Saros as the goalies. Projected lineups. Line 1 looks... I'm really looking forward to watching this line, Wayne.
Yeah.
Barkov, Lehkonen, and Rantanen.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an awesome line to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you know, the Finns are known for their grittiness. We've discussed this many times on the show.
Of course.
So that's going to be an awesome line to just to see them battle. Aho, Laine, and Teravainen as your second line. Hintz, Halla, and Kakko as your third line. And Lundell, Luosterainen, and Garland as your fourth line, with Joel Armia as the man out. Defensive pairings: Lindell, Heiskanen, Mikkola, Ristolainen, Mata, and Hakanpää. So, and obviously Saros, which I agree with, he's an unreal goalie, is the projected starter in net. You feel anybody got snubbed off that team, Wayne?
Not really. No, I think. But one note for Finland. I mean, we don't call them the pesky Finns for no reason. Once you get them in international play, they, for whatever reason, they just work well together. They're very prideful.
They take pride in their.
They'll play hard. They'll play hard no matter who's on the team and who's actually going to play. You know, because we're 2 months away, right? So I mean, a lot could happen in 2 months as far as injuries and guys interchanging. So don't forget that.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think really the only big or bigger name that was kind of left out was Kotkaniemi.
Yeah.
So other than him, really, I think the roster pretty much is what it is. It's as expected. So those are your Four Nations rosters. We did want to mention something before we ended the show, which is we both feel, Wayner, that, I mean, this is not an Olympic organized or Olympic sanctioned event, and kind of sucks that Russia's not there, man. It would be pretty cool to see Ovechkin play, right or wrong?
Kind of sucks. Honestly, that's putting it lightly. I think it's shameful that they're not there. I think they should be there. I think if you want to have best on best and actually call it best on best, Russia's absolutely one of the best nations at hockey in the world. It is what it is. Of course, politics playing a role, and I don't think it has any place in this tournament. But that's just my thoughts on it. I don't know how you feel about that part, but
yeah, I feel the same way. I feel if this is an NHL sanctioned tournament and these Russian players are playing in the NHL, I mean, why can't they play in this tournament? Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So, it's sad because it would have been nice to see, Kucherov, Panarin, Ovechkin, to name a few, Malkin, Michkov.
Yeah, you got they probably have the best goaltending in the league if you put them
by far the best goaltender. Like these guys would compete with the USA's goaltending.
Just Vasilevsky, Sorokin,
Bobrovsky. So so a studded lineup, and you could have probably made this a 6-team tournament and thrown in, Czechia into this thing and made it at least a 6-team tournament. But I think it's too late for that. But we did want to give a shout out to, Russia as a nation, watching hockey for so many years. They are definitely a hockey nation, and hopefully by the time the Olympics rolls around, I don't know if they're still going to be suspended by the next time the Olympics rolls around, the Winter Olympics, but hopefully we get to see some Canada-Russia hockey, man.
Of course, yeah. It's sucks that they're not there for sure. I'd love to see them play on international competition. It's just not going to feel the same, right? This is kind of, let's face it, this is kind of a gimmicky money grab tournament anyways. Obviously, we're cheering for our boys, and the Oilers and McDavid and Team Canada. It's going to be nice, but to take it too seriously, I'm not one of those guys that are going to take it too serious. If they win, oh well, they won. But you're missing Russia there. They needed to be a part. They needed to be a part.
If you're actually going to consider this like best on best, Russia's got to be there. So
especially with some of the years that these Russian superstars are having this year, it would have been. They would have been, right up there with Canada and the U.S. as far as, one of the favorites. So,
for sure. Well, Wayner, that's going to do it for our Four Nations roster review video. Want to take this moment to thank everyone for watching and ask to kindly consider subscribing. And
waiting for it.
Yeah, exactly. And looking forward to bringing more content like this, like we said. And that's going to do it. So thanks, Wayner. Thanks for doing this. And looking forward to doing some more stuff with you. And that's the end of the video. Peace out.
Take it easy.
Frozen or hockey, the channels you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.